Hey y'all, I'm Tammy, and this is Collard Valley Cooks. Today we are making good old skillet bread, and I'm making skillet biscuits with all-purpose flour today. So these are baking powder biscuits. Now, what's so great about making a biscuit in a skillet? Well, if for some reason you're out camping and you don't have an oven, or whatever the case may be, maybe you live in an apartment and all you have is a stovetop element. You can make these delicious biscuits right there in a skillet, whether you're camping or at home. Alrighty, we're going to be using all-purpose flour, baking powder, salt, and buttermilk, and some shortening, of course. Got to have some grease in there. If you don't want to use shortening, you can substitute for butter. All right, we're going to start with 2 cups of flour, and this is all-purpose flour. I'm putting 3 teaspoons of baking powder in here. And a teaspoon of salt. And I'm just going to mix that up a little bit. Now you can sift those things together if you want to, but I'm just going to mix it. Make it easy. And today I'm going to use a little more shortening than I normally do. And I'm going to use a 1/3 cup of shortening. We'll make these a little different. All right, you're going to take a blending fork or some kind of blending tools. Mama just used a regular fork, but this blending fork, buddy, it does the job. See how it goes right through that shortening and gets that shortening cut into that flour so fast. It is wonderful. If you don't have a blending fork, I suggest you hop on over to our website at collardvalleycooks.com. You can get you a blending fork, a good old-fashioned sifter, and some beautiful biscuit cutters. Now you're going to want to blend this in there until the shortening is about pea size. We're going to add buttermilk until it's all blended together. If your buttermilk is thick, it'll take more buttermilk. If it's thin, it'll take less. If you don't have buttermilk, you can use sour cream. Just use 1 cup of sour cream to each cup of flour. And it's pretty much the same way with this. Now you're going to get them just stuck together and make sure you don't have any flour down in the bottom of the bowl left. That looks good. Just like that. Now we got some sausage over here going behind us. I think we'll flip it right quick. Today we're making some swaggerty sausage. Me and Chris are going to have a sausage biscuit. I'm going to flip it over. It comes in pre-made patties. And there's how the box looks. It is absolutely delicious. We're going to flour our surface. I'm actually going to cut these biscuits out and make them on the stovetop in a non-stick skillet. Why? Because you don't have to worry about them sticking. But if you don't have one, you can use a skillet. Just make sure you grease it, okay? And now we're just going to put them out on the surface, and we're going to fold them a few times. Now, back in the day, my mama made one big biscuit in a skillet, and she called hers a hoe cake. Everybody has different names for it. It's according where you grew up. Some people call this skillet bread, okay? And you could use, a smaller skillet and just bake it like that. But we're going to make biscuits. We're going to cut them out about a 1/2 inch or so. How big you want them, Chris? This big? Let's make a big biscuit. We're going to cut them out and get them in the skillet. You're going to start them on a medium low. Just take the rest of your dough, knead it a little bit, cut you out another one, and another one. And then we're just going to roll this in our hands. Some people just roll their biscuits, and you can do that by just cupping the palms of your hands, or like what rolls it, and you cup your hands like that, and you use your thumb, and you rotate, and use your thumb to pat as you rotate. And then when you flip it over, it's a beautiful biscuit. All right, we're going to set our biscuits in here. Now, if you have a lid that's clear, it's good so that you can watch your biscuits as they cook. All right, there's our biscuit. Let's put the one I patted in the middle. All right, we're going to bring them over here to the stovetop. And at first, we're going to heat it up on a medium. And then we're going to turn them all the way down to low. And you're going to put a lid on them. And we will have to flip them in about 10 minutes or so. So let's let them get to cooking. All right, once you start seeing the steam come to the top like this, you're going to make sure that it's on a low setting. And I'm going to put this on as low as it'll go, and may still have a flame on the outside, but a really small one. And then if you have an electric skillet, you're going to want to use, however big your skillet is the eye you need to have it on, okay? In other words, don't use a little bitty eye or element, some people call them elements, and have a really big skillet on top of it and turn it down on low, or the ones on the outside want brown on the bottom. Now, if you got a good skillet, it should distribute the heat evenly, but you just never know. All right, we're going to take a look at them. They're rising. I just want to see how brown they are on the bottom. They're definitely rising pretty. Whoops. Whoops. They're getting just a little bit brown on the bottom. They're doing good. I say about 5 more minutes, and we should be able to flip them over. Let me try to pull these apart. About 5 more minutes, and we'll flip them upside down. Looks like they're baking good. They're rising pretty, and it's going to be delicious with our sausage from Swaggerty's. I'm going to have a mustard and sausage biscuit. All right, my element has the most fire in the middle. So I'm going to flip the middle one first. We're going to see how brown it is. See, it's going to be browner than the rest of them. So now we're going to flip these. All right, I'm going to try it with this and just see what happens. Yeah, that's a little better. So when you pick it up, gently touch it. You know, you don't have to really press it too hard. And remember that these are skillet biscuits, skillet bread. So they're not going to look like a pretty biscuit like you baked it in the oven. They're going to be flat because that's how they're browning. But they're going to be delish. If you have a gas stove and you use cast iron, right where the flame is, your bread's going to be darker, whether it's a whole piece or small ones like this, okay? This distributes the heat a little better, but even with that, because we have gas, that center has more flame, so that center biscuit is getting a little darker, okay? Just remember that it's according to how much heat is under here as to how they're going to brown. So the cast iron may not brown a whole piece of bread as pretty across it as a nonstick skillet would, okay? So just keep that in mind, whether you're using your gas or your electric, try to use a skillet the same size as whatever the fire is. All right. All right, y'all, they're ready. I really think they're ready. All you have to do is take the lid off, feel all of them, make sure that they're not doughy anymore. See if they're getting brown. I'm going to turn these off, and as I turn them off, we're going to add some pats of butter to the bottom. They're not super, super hot. You can actually just kind of pick it up. But it's better to use tongs, I guess, so you don't get burnt. I don't want to teach y'all to get burnt. So just rub it in the butter. And then you're going to put it on your plate. Rub it in the butter. Put it on the plate. We're going to put the butter side up on the plate. And that way it won't get our plate all greasy. Full of deliciousness, though. They look good. So if you're camping and you don't have a little oven and you want to make biscuits for breakfast, buddy, this is the way to do it. You can make these on a campfire. Easy. Now our little center biscuit is browner because it was in my center element. And there you have them. Okay, I'm going to make me a sausage biscuit, y'all. So yeah, if you're camping, this is perfect. Just open up your biscuit. Put you some mustard on there. You know, I might call these campground biscuits. Although we're not camping, they would still be easy to make if you were camping, wouldn't they? Now, I opened that one with a knife, but I'm going to show you, if you want to just crack open a biscuit, absolutely you can. And they are done just like Mama's. And I'm telling you, these are going to be delicious. I don't know why, but when I eat a mustard biscuit, I want a Coca-Cola. But y'all, because these are skillet made, they're crunchy on the outside, and that butter I put on there, make sure when you take a bite, you flip it so that the butter's on the tongue side, and that way you can taste it more. All right? They're absolutely delicious. You're going to love them. We appreciate you watching Collard Valley Cooks. I tell you what, if you watch like many of you do and you never subscribe, please hit that subscribe button today. All right? And we will see you next time, cooking like Mama did. Bye. Love ya.
Cooking time, it's over now. Tammy, she just showed you how to cook it up like Mama used to do.